Let's make some oil-free pasta primavera. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we're going to make pasta primavera because it's spring, and primavera actually means, the definition is spring. So this is a spring pasta, and it is loaded with springtime type of vegetables. So whatever you have popping up in your garden or whatever is available at your grocery store that's in season, this is what we're putting in there. All right, so we are going to start with our onions, red bell peppers, and carrots. So I've got half of a small onion that I julienned, a red onion, one red bell pepper julienned, and then two carrots that I just sliced in little chunks like this. You want them kind of thin because they take a little bit longer to cook, and you want them a little bit soft. Still a little crunchy, but a little bit soft too. So we're going to throw our onions in first, get them going. Then we're going to put in the red bell pepper and the carrots. And we're not going to add any oil to this. And if it starts sticking at all, you can always use just a little bit of water, and it will help kind of cook the carrots a little bit more. So I'm just going to put about a tablespoon for right now, just so I can keep it moving around without it sticking. And we're going to cook these for about 5 minutes. Okay, now on to the rest of our vegetables. So I have a zucchini and a yellow squash that I've just sliced really small, and this is just a small little zucchini and yellow squash. So it's about a cup worth of chopped up. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic, minced. And then I have a teaspoon of dry basil and a teaspoon of dry oregano, and this is from our new partner, Essential Organics, where we're going to get a lot of our essential ingredients from. Sprinkle those in. You could also use fresh, but you're going to use a little bit more. We're going to put if you're using dry, we're going to put it in now so that while it's cooking, it can kind of bring the flavors out of that. If you're going to use fresh, I would put them in later after the vegetables are all cooked. All right, so we are just going to do the same thing. We're going to saute these for a few minutes, and then we're going to add our broccoli and our tomatoes. FitVegan Coaching is the world's leading whole food plant-based body recomposition program for people 50 and up. Their expert coaching helps you lose fat, build lean muscle to combat sarcopenia, strengthen bones to fight osteoporosis, and boost your metabolism post-fat loss so the weight stays off. With over 1,000 success stories across 20 countries, they offer world-class accountability, custom strength programs, and tailored nutrition to help you achieve lasting results. Say goodbye to yo-yo dieting and embrace lasting transformation. Just follow the link in the description to fitvegancoaching.com to take charge of your health today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. All right, so now for the final veggies, I've got 2 cups of broccoli that I've cut up into teeny little bite-sized pieces, and then about a cup of cherry tomatoes that I've cut in half. We're gonna add those in, and then we're gonna add a little bit more of our water. So all together, it took almost a cup of water to get this fully cooked. So just like the rest of it, we're gonna cook these for a few minutes just to soften that broccoli and the tomatoes. Okay, so now our vegetables are done cooking, and I already pre-cooked 10 ounces of, this is just bow tie pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want, especially if you're gluten-free. Use a gluten-free one. So we're just gonna throw our veggies in here. And then we're gonna make just a simple little, sort of like a marinade to go over it to give it a little bit more flavor. So I've got a tablespoon of lemon juice, a tablespoon of white wine vinegar, and a tablespoon of miso paste. If you don't have miso paste, you could also just use like a low sodium tamari or Bragg's liquid aminos. They all work just about the same. I just like to use miso on this one because miso is a little bit healthier for you, and the sodium level of miso, your body doesn't spike as bad. So you just want to mix that together. If you're using the miso, I just like to mix it up until there aren't any clumps left, because you don't want to get any clumps in your pasta. All right, and we're just going to pour it in there and stir it up. This is just a great springtime recipe. It's kind of a nice light dinner. You can have it with a side, you know, a piece of crusty bread, you know, sourdough or something like that. And if you wanted a little extra protein in there, you could bake up some little tofu cubes or something and toss it in. But I kind of like to just have it like this. And it's good the next day, cold, it's good hot, all of it. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to clear these things out, and I'm going to show you how to make a really simple sprinkling parmesan. Okay, so some parmesan. Now this is a very, very easy, versatile recipe. So you're going to need a whole food fat, which comes from nuts or seeds. So I have a half a cup of pepita seeds, which are pumpkin seeds, but you could use hemp seeds, you could use sunflower seeds, you could use cashews or almonds or walnuts. Any of those will work. But I'm going to use pepitas because I just think they're the most nutritious and they have so much color. And then 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and all of these ingredients are coming from our essential organics. And then I'm going to add just a couple drops of tamari. You don't want to add too much because it's going to gum it up a little bit. And then we're just going to blitz it in our NutriBullet, but you don't want to run it full. You just kind of want to pulse it because we're just trying to get little, you know what sprinkleable Parmesan cheese looks like. It's just little granules, right? You don't want it turned into a powder. Okay, there we've got our Parmesan. All right, I'm gonna grab a fork and a plate and I'll meet you at the table for a taste. All right, let's go in for a taste. Put some of my little Parmesan on here. Just a little sprinkle. You can always put, you know, cracked pepper or something like that on there. That's good too. Okay, let's get some of those veggies. Perfect dinner for when you don't have much time. Delicious and satisfying. You're gonna love it. Come on back next week for another great recipe.